If you thought my unkillable Sane build was OP, wait till you try this out. This is going to have you guys laughing at everything that comes your way. Mally Wang, Mayhem 4, whatever it is, even if they go to Mayhem 8, this is the build your Sane needs to have. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is LaserBolt and welcome to today's video, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at my updated version of the Unkillable Sane. This is Unkillable Sane 2.0 Dr. Freeze, and this is just a very, very good build. It's an amazing build because not only are you going to have a ton of survivability, basically you won't die ever. You're going to have your Sentinel active every single time. And in addition to that, thanks to those 3 points, you will always have a grenade active and always within your inventory. And if that wasn't enough, guys, your weapons are going to be doing a ton of damage. Now, before we get started, I do have a question for you guys. If everything was OP with Sane and you had to pick a Digiclone, a Sentinel, or a Barrier, which one would you pick if you only had one to choose? So let me know in the comment section down below. As a friendly reminder, guys, do want to let you guys know we stream daily on Twitch. So if you guys haven't hit us with that follow, definitely go to the link down below in the description. Follow us over on Twitch so you guys know exactly when we go live. We do plan on streaming some Borderlands once we get the new DLC, so you're definitely not going to want to miss that stream. Make sure you guys hit us up with that follow. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our skill tree, guys. We're going to actually get stuff from every skill tree. We're going to get stuff from the Undercover, Double Agent, and the Hitman. Let's go ahead and get started with the Hitman tree. For the Hitman tree, we're going to do 5 points into violence speed. What this is going to do is every time we kill someone, we're going to get increased movement speed. Now, this is going to be very important because it's going to tie in perfectly with violent momentum. Once again, we're also going to be dumping a total of 5 points here. What this is going to do is anytime that we're moving, our gun is going to be increased. Now, if you are new to playing Sane or if you are playing Sane, the secret to playing Sane is to always be moving, so you could always get that extra 20%, not only speed, but extra 20% damage. Next up, guys, in the second tree, we're going to go and do 1 point into drone delivery. What it's going to do, it's going to have our drone throw a grenade. And trust me, you're definitely going to want to have this active. It makes everything a breeze. Not only are you going to be freezing stuff with your weapon, but you're also going to be freezing stuff with your grenade. So it's actually a really, really good one to have. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Death Follows Close. All the same kill skills gain increased effect and duration. So everything that we have active will be upped with more duration and more bonuses. So it's actually really good to have. Now, since we're already here, guys, we're going to go ahead and pick up the Sentinel. In addition to that, guys, we are going to get Winter's Drone, which is going to convert Sentinel's primary weapon into cryo damage. And then we're also going to be picking up Bad Dose, which is going to allow it to shoot a beam of radiation that weakens enemies' buff. Really good for any high-end content, as there are a ton of yellow bars. Now on to the next tree, which is the Undercover tree. And here is where we're going to be getting a ton of survivability. We're going to be getting a lot of really good stuff. Let's go ahead and start off with 5 points into Adrenaline. Sane gains increased action skill cooldown rate. The bonus is based on the amount of shield he has. The more percent full, the greater the bonus. So our action skill cooldown rate is always going to be active. Since we're always in our barrier, our shield will never be depleted. And seeing how our shield is never depleted, this is always going to be up to 35%, which makes it amazing. Then, guys, we're going to be dumping 5 points into Ready for Action. We're going to gain improved shield recharge rate and shield recharge delay. Once again, our shield is always active, so this becomes beneficial because when our barrier goes down, it's going to kick in and still give us that nice survivability. Next, we're going to be dumping 5 points into Brain Freeze. Whenever we score a critical hit, basically what it's going to do, it's going to slow the enemy, and basically it's going to allow us to freeze a ton of enemies. This doesn't freeze people, but it does slow them down, which allows you to kind of maneuver around the map. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Stiff Upper Lip. This is going to give us the ability that whenever we're damaged, in case our barrier does happen to go out, which it shouldn't go out, but if it does, it's going to give us damage resistance for whatever damage type. So it's actually a pretty good one to have. It's kind of like a safeguard in case our barrier is down. Then we're going to be doing 1 point into Rise to the Occasion. What we're going to do is Sane gains health regeneration. The lower his shield, the higher the bonus. So if our shield goes down, we're going to be getting health regen. Once again, another safeguard in case our barrier is at one time it's inactive. Sometimes it could get a little bit too hectic. and there are not enough enemies, and our barrier will go down, and we're going to have these nice safeguards where, you know, to kind of keep us alive. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into confident competence. What this is going to allow us to do is that whenever our shield is active, we're going to gain increased gun damage, and our gun is going to become very accurate. This is really important because we're getting 35% gun damage and 33 accuracy. It's going to be important because of the weapons we're using. Some of them do tend to have a little bit of recoil, and having that nice 33% accuracy, and in addition having that 35% gun damage is just amazing. Then we're going to be dumping 1 point into Best Served Cold. This is a kill skill. Whenever ZANE kills an enemy, they will create a Cryo Nova, dealing damage to nearby enemies. This skill has a short cooldown. This is just kind of very good for a radius in case there's a bunch of enemies kind of clumped up together. It's going to be kicking in very good and proccally. So here we go. Then, guys, we have ZANE gains resistance, which is futility belt. We're going to be dumping 1 point here. Once again, this is a kill streak. And what this is going to do is that after we kill an enemy, all element damage ZANE takes is converted to non-elemental damage, which is really good. Then up, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into refreshment. Whenever ZANE damages a frozen enemy with his weapon, he gains some of the damage back its health. Once again, guys, in case our barrier goes down, this is going to allow us to have that nice health regen. These are only required due to the fact that sometimes the content that you're going to be playing, your barrier won't be active. I'm going to say out of all the content you're able to play, 95% your barrier is going to be active, but that time when it's not active, these are going to be very fundamental. Now, you could probably play around with these and maybe go to different ones, but I would recommend these if these are going to give you really good survivability. Then, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Calm, Cool, and Collective. So whenever we freeze an enemy, our shield begins to instantly recharge, and since we are going to be freezing a ton of enemies, our shield is going to be recharging constantly over and over and over. From here, guys, we're also going to be picking up, of course, the barrier. We're going to go with the all-arounder, which is the 360 barrier. And then we're also going to be picking retaliation. What this is going to do, it's going to give us that plus 10 gun damage, which is what we want. It's just going to give us a little bit more oomph to our weapon. Now let's go to the double agent tree. Now for the double agent tree, guys, we are going to be dumping a total of 5 points into synchronicity. Whenever one or more ZANE's action skills are active, he gains increased gun damage. That's 20%. If you guys are adding all this gun damage that we're putting here, it is a lot of damage, guys. We're doing a ton of damage. So 5 points here. We're also going to be dumping 5 points into borrowed time. What this is going to do, it's going to increase the action skill cool duration, which is really effective. Then we're going to be dumping 5 points into Danny Brook, which is a kill skill. Whenever ZANE kills an enemy, he and his digiclone receive gun damage. We're not using the digiclone, but we are getting the gun damage from here, which is 19%, almost 20%. We're going to be picking 1 point into Duct Tape mod. Now, this is based on the fact that now we have those 3 points that we were able to get. What this is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow ZANE to fire a grenade on his first shot. Since we are using the Maggie as our primary weapon, it's going to be being procced quite often, and it's something I highly recommend because, trust me, guys, when you guys play with this, you're going to see how OP this is. The last point we're doing is Pocket Full of Grenades, which is a kill skill. After killing an enemy, ZANE gains grenade regeneration for a few seconds. This is making you have unlimited amount of grenades. You're never going to be running out of grenades. And in addition to that, these grenades are also going to be freezing the enemies, and I'll explain why once we get into the gear. So with the skill tree out of the way, let's take a look at the gear and see what we have available. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the gear. So I have a couple weapons to showcase here, guys. First and foremost, we got my favorite one, which is the Maggie. Really good weapon against anything, guys. I mean, shields, whatever it be, red bar, blue bar, yellow bar, purple bar, green bar, whatever bar you throw at the Maggie's gonna destroy it. And what makes this even better is our anointment. While Sentinel is active, gain 100% damage as bonus cryo damage. Our Sentinel is active every single time, guys. I'm gonna say 99% of the time our Sentinel is gonna be active, so you're gonna be killing this cryo damage 100% of the time. Amazing. Next weapon we're going to be using for mostly crowd control and overall a really good weapon in case we're not freezing enemies quite often with the Maggie, which we should. This is still one that's going to give you a ton of boost for that cryo damage and that cryo freezing stuff that we want to do. What even makes this better is on action skill and the next 2 magazines have 50% additional cryo damage. Now, the only thing I don't like about this particular weapon that I have is the anointment, because my action skill is never ending. So the anointment isn't really helping me a lot, but I just haven't been able to get a better weapon. But what you're going to want to make sure you do is you actually get the anointment while Sentinel is active, gain 100% damage, bonus cryo damage. That is the anointment you want to go with here. The next weapon you want to go with here, guys, is the Brainstormer. While Sentinel is active, gain 100% damage as bonus cryo damage. That is my anointment. That is the main thing you want to be focusing on here. You also want to make sure that this is not a cached infused Brainstormer. I have the cached infused here just because I don't have this anointment on my other, my other Brainstormer. But you want to make sure you have the ×14 one. That's the one you definitely want to farm for if you guys are trying to get that one. The next weapon I have, guys, of course, is my Cutsman. Once again, with the anointment, while Sentinel is active, gain 100% bonus damage, cryo damage. You pretty much want all your weapons to have this, anointment. While Sentinel is active, 100%. This is pretty good for bossing, especially for the Maliwang raid. When you want to take out the boss, it's going to be really, really good. So you're definitely going to want to make sure you're constantly keeping this weapons. Now, the other weapon I want to recommend, of course, with the same anointment is the Nighthawken, which I would recommend that one as well. And I also would like to recommend the Recursion, another good weapon, and you're definitely going to want to make sure you get it with those anointments. Those are the main weapons you want to have for this build that are going to make everything go super duper easy. Now let's take a look at our shield. So for our shield, guys, we're running the Transformer. I love my Transformer. What you want to do with this Transformer, you want to make sure you don't have an anointment that has on action skill and like the one I have right now. You want to make sure you get something with more benefit of either your barrier being active or your Sentinel being active, due to the fact that your action skill is never ending. So since your action skill is never ending, you're never proccing the actual action skill and anointment. So you want to make sure you get something that's not an action skill end. The next we have a grenade, which is my Marahex, which this one has a really bad anointment as well, which is applying terror. This is the only one I currently have as of right now as far as for this particular build. But you want to make sure you get one that gives you, once again, a buff which doesn't have to revolve on action skill. And maybe you could get the one which gives you grenade regen. I don't know if that's on action skill end though. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's on grenade throw. You're basically looking for an anointment that gives you a buff without having to have an action skill end. Those are pretty much what things you're going to be looking for. The shields. The shield and the grenades, those are the ones you want. You just want better anointments. Now let's take a look at our class mod, guys. I am running the Executor. What the Executor does, it's a really good class mod. It's a kill skill class mod, basically. Whenever ZANE kills an enemy, he gains increased accuracy, handling. Remember, guys, we're using our Maggie, so that's going to be extremely important. We get critical hit damage, status effect damage, and status effect chance. Now, in addition to that, guys, we get bonuses to our kill skills, which we don't have to pick up because they're automatically being picked up for us. Then we also have a really good build here, which is plus 25 weapon damage, plus 45 Jacob weapon damage, and plus 31 pistol damage, making our Maggie extremely powerful. Now, the reason why I'm showing you guys this video with level 50 ones, I just wanted to show you guys the power of this build. None of my gear is level 53, and you guys are seeing the ton of damage that it does. Now, I do have all of this gear in level 53, which I will be uploading on a save file if this video gets to 300 likes. So let's get this video to 300 likes. I will be uploading that save file with everything I have here at level 53, so you guys don't have to farm for it if you guys are on the PC. And the last thing that's tying pretty much our whole build completely is our artifact. We're using the Icebreaker Safeguard, giving me a bonus damage and cryo efficiency. Now, the reason why I'm using this one as opposed to other one is because I want that cryo efficiency. If you don't know, cryo efficiency gives you a higher probability of freezing an enemy, which is really, really good. Now, you could run a different one. You could run, for example, the Snowdrift Auto Idle, which is really good. It's going to give you 73 bonus damage with cryo, and it's going to restore your health as well. But I feel like this one right here does really, really good because that cryo efficiency is going to allow us to freeze the enemies, and we're getting an additional plus 16 cryo damage. And in addition to that, guys, it's going to allow us to freeze more enemies, but it's going to have us proc a lot of the benefits from actually killing frozen enemies. Now, this is not the best one as far as the flavor text. I'm still going to be trying to farm on with cryo efficiency here instead of that corrosive resistance. I do like the health, and I like the cryo damage, but I would probably like one with cryo efficiency. That would be a little bit better because it's going to allow me to freeze more enemies. That's the only thing I would change for here. But over in general, guys, that is the complete build. Now, how do you want to actually play with this build? Well, in order for you to actually be able to play with this build, it's super easy, guys. Basically, what you want to do is you want to throw your sentinel, you want to throw your barrier, pick up your barrier, and go kill everything that stands in your way. If you're having a trouble killing people with the Maggie, switch over to your distributor and just laser them away. It's going to freeze almost everything around you. Grenades are going to be flying around not only from your gun, but also from the Sentinel. If there are a ton of enemies clumped up together, switch over to your Brainstormer. The Brainstormer is going to be doing a ton of damage, so make sure you guys are definitely keeping tuned to that. Now, if you are fighting a boss, you could use the Cutsman, you could use the Recursion. It's going to make life go everything super duper easy. But overall, in general, guys, you're going to become unkillable. Unlimited grenades, unlimited health is just an amazing build. Try it out. Let me know in the comment section down below after you try it out. What do you think of the build? And don't forget to stay up to date to everything Borderlands. Keep it locked in this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.